I'm a quilt artist. I belong to the Laurie, Missouri Quilt Guild. The guild that I belong to, I think my sister is the youngest one and she's 53. There is one other member in my guild who also has a gay son. And when I came into the guild and proudly proclaimed that I had a son that would never give me grandchildren because he didn't like kids anyway, and that didn't have anything to do with him being gay, he'd just rather eat them than watch them. It opened her eyes. You know, one day in Walmart I ran into a woman and she looked so down and so upset, and just in seeing her I just walked by her and said, "Sun's gonna come out, it's gonna get better." And she started talking to me, and she was talking to me about how her son had just come out and he was gay, and she was of a religion that really did not accept that. She loves her son and she's always loved him unconditionally and wants to continue, but she doesn't know how she could support his lifestyle. So her and I sat for about 15-20 minutes in the aisle of Walmart talking about it. It's opened up that conversation, and since then the women have talked about it more, they've tried to understand it more, and this has just allowed them to expand their heart a little and include another little piece of the community. I was on the internet just browsing some quilt blogs, and I ran across the Kenya quilt show, and Gretchen's quilt, Hands of Friendship, caught my eye. And when I was thinking about doing the AIDS quilt this year, that quilt immediately popped into my mind. So I contacted Gretchen because I wanted to get her permission to use my interpretation of her design. And she is just so touched and so honored to be considered part of this. So quilts are made to comfort. So that's the first thing I hope anybody that ends up with this quilt would feel is the comfort. The next thing I wish that they would feel is the names for the memorial are on the label on the back, and it's dedicated this year to one amazing man from the Kansas City area who was at the forefront of the AIDS walk and getting that organization all pulled together and addressing that issue here in this community. I hope that the colors and the hands and everything else just makes them feel good. My husband is one of my biggest supporters with this. There's just no part of my life that this quilt doesn't touch. That it's not just in the gay community anymore, it's everywhere. We're seeing young kids with it, we're seeing elderly people with it. The poem here on it says, "Speak their name." And that's one of the things that I do as I'm putting their names onto the quilt. I say their names. Remembering them brings their positive energy back to us.